Hey friends, welcome back. We have some interesting Am I the A-hole stories today all about babies and fertility issues. Be sure to let me know who you think is the AH in the comments. Am I the AH for divorcing my husband for being infertile? I, 29F, have been with my husband, 29M, for 6 years, married for 3. We both come from family-oriented backgrounds and have always wanted kids. We're financially stable and can provide a child an amazing life. We've officially started trying for a baby in early 2023. After months of nothing, I started to get worried. I wanted to get our fertility checked then, but he said I was being a worry rat and let's wait a year of trying before we get any testing. A year was in February and I scheduled our testing then. The results shocked us. We were both ignorant and assumed I was the one with the issue if there was one. I mainly see women talking about being infertile, so it didn't cross our mind it could be something else. The doctor calls us and in one of the worst days of our lives tells us that my husband has a condition called azoospermia, meaning he has no sperm. In his case, they say that the surgery to extract directly from his testicle doesn't seem that it will yield high results, but it wouldn't hurt to try. My husband and I were devastated. I wanted us to explore all routes. Him taking the medication and getting the surgery, and if that fails, either a sperm donor or adoption. I understand this is life-changing news, especially for my husband, but since February, he's refused to do anything about it. He said he doesn't want to take meds and get the surgery if it will be a waste, like the doctor thinks. That using a sperm donor makes him feel emasculated and he doesn't want to raise my child with another man's DNA, even if it's from a relative of his, and that adoption isn't something he's ever wanted. I have no one to talk to about this in real life since he doesn't want his diagnosis out there. It's been affecting me really bad mentally. There's nothing more I want than to be a mom. I've begged him to go to therapy and he refuses, saying he accepts it. I'm the one that isn't. Every time I try to start a conversation, he shuts it down by saying that we will never have a child together. He will never be able to be a real dad. So to move on. I know what I want for myself. That's motherhood. I am willing to go down any avenue to motherhood, but he doesn't want to. I realized this past summer that he's right. We will never have a child together. I just want us to explore fertility treatments. I believe there's still a chance for us, but we need to take that step together. I had one final conversation with him last night. I sat him down and said I empathize with him about this life-changing diagnosis, and that he doesn't want to get the surgery, which I respect, or use a donor or adopt, but that I want to be a mom and I'm not getting any younger. And if he isn't willing to explore any avenue or go to fertility therapy, then I want a divorce. I know this decision is hard, but I can't give up on my dream of becoming a mother. I need to take control of my future, even if it means doing it without him. I told him that I love him, but I can't stay in a marriage where my dreams are not valued. I need to move forward and find a way to become a mother, even if it means doing it alone. So, am I the AH for wanting a divorce because my husband is infertile and refuses to explore other options?
Am I the AH for telling my wife that she needs to get over me missing the birth of our daughter? I work in a job where there are certain times that I do not have access to my phone or I am in the middle of nowhere. These times are scheduled well in advance and basically take up my whole day. There are a ton of safety regulations I have to follow during this time. My wife was pregnant, and at the time, I planned to take off work near her due date. Unfortunately, she went into labor about a month early and I was on an inspection. I only learned about her going into labor when I got signal again. By the time I got to the hospital, she had already given birth. This was about a year and a half ago, and I am an involved father. The issue is, every single time we have an argument, she will bring up, I missed the birth. It happens almost every single time, from serious arguments to what fast food should we get. Today was my breaking point. We got into an argument about her wanting to change the daycare situation. She wants to change daycare to one closer to the home. I do drop off and she does pick up. The only one closer to our home is too expensive and we cannot afford it. I told her that she needs to get over me missing the birth because it was out of my control. She got really upset, and now we are barely speaking. I feel terrible about missing the birth, but I don't know how to make it right. I love my wife and daughter, but this issue is tearing us apart. Am I the AH?
Am I the AH for telling my friend her child's name was the same as a very prominent athlete? I attended a baby shower for 2 of my very close friends. They announced both the gender and the name of their baby. The name was the same as a very popular NFL player, and I couldn't help but notice the coincidence. After the announcement, I chatted with my friend and complimented the name, mentioning it was like the NFL player. She seemed surprised and laughed, not appearing to be aware of the athlete whose name her child would share. I told her it was the same as one of the top quarterbacks in the NFL. She seemed taken aback but didn't make a big deal out of it. Later, I received a text from my other friend, the husband. He asked why I told his wife about the name's origin. He said that if she didn't know, I shouldn't have told her, and now she didn't want to name the child after him. I explained that I assumed she knew about the player and didn't care. I believed she deserved to know that her child was sharing the name of a prominent person. My friend was angry and accused me of meddling in his business. I didn't mean any harm, but now I'm left questioning if I did the right thing. I genuinely thought she knew about the NFL player. I never intended to cause any issues. I feel terrible about this whole situation. Am I the AH? What do you think of these stories? Who is the AH here? Leave your thoughts in the comments. Be sure to like and subscribe for more videos like this.